on this side of the ground.
The right-hand side, yeah. Closer to us.
Attack in the shadow.
Second quarter underway. Tactics by Gerard Healy as Prestia gives it to Wilkinson, who kicked a goal in the first quarter. Harbrow.
And this is the side.
And that is a nice
good
kick by
running.
Harbrow. He asked a fair bit of Smith, but he was equal to it. McKenzie runs around, kicks it long. Standing the ground, which we see so often do from those Docker defenders, was lower. Stanley couldn't get it back. He's lower again. And Smith in the way.
Just a mongrel kick out, and they had a pretty nice wall set up, the Gold Coast. There was 2 or 3 opportunities that could have grabbed that. This is a good kick.
Well, Gorringe presented for him, but Silvani was there.
He didn't present hard enough, though. He had the break, and he just cruised into it rather than just busting his gut to get to it.
I think Gorringe should be taking some of the examples that maybe a Lynch would have done in that situation. But here's the Dockers on the rebound. Crowley, desperate to keep it in, was hoping for goal of the year, but it's not to be.
Goal of the millennium.
And that's what you're going to see. I think you're going to see the Dockers try and get it out near the anchors on the grandstands and come in on that side and vice versa.
Touch ball, chance here, Fremantle. Roberton going to give it back to Duffield. Steadies or chips it over towards Pavlich. Finds his captain. And he should go back and put the Dockers in front.
Well, the Gold Coast, you can ill afford to make clanger kicks out of the forward line like that. Just got to keep control of the ball and kick outside 50.
Made his debut round 5, 2000, and on that occasion he kicked 2 goals in his debut game, and in game number 250 he's looking to get on the scoreboard. He does so, and he puts his team back in front.
Oh, good centre by Paul Duffield there. He hasn't had a great year, Duffield. He's been a pretty good player coming off halfback and a go-to player to kick the ball. But on that occasion, that touch out of the kick out from defence, just very costly.
Very good kick.
Well, it was a great kick. He could have blasted away and just chipped it in the centre corridor. Uncontested mark to Pavlich. He's not going to miss from there.
All came about by a drop mark, though, at the other end of the ground.
So there's Pav with Brennan on him at the moment inside his forward 50. 4-2, plays 4-1. Again, Richie Griffin's got a jump, hasn't he? And he's got it back from De Boer. He wins a clearance and he tumbles it forward. Pavlich almost made something out of nothing. Brennan, though, escapes everybody. Big hook on it. And McKenzie can mark.
Smart King bring it to this attacking side for them.
One-on-one situation. Stanley got rid of Lower, needs some help.
Inside.
Didn't look inside. Ablett comes in, boots a ball. De Boer looks up and says, what do I got to do?
Well,
not enough yet.
Should have heard him, though. I mean, Gary either wasn't yelling or he wasn't listening because he was there for a long time.
Let's see if he had prior opportunity. One, or it would have been a quick prior, and it came out in the tackle, so the umpire just called out in the tackle. Still, Stanley should have hit that ball inside the Ablett then.
Smith knocking it back. Lower again. Quick hands looking for Griffin. Zach Smith there.
Oh, well done, Griffin.
He did well. He's 2 or 3 efforts at the moment. He's the best big man on the ground. Grover's kick. Pavlich is dumped by Brennan.
That's right. Yeah, good to hear the crowd getting involved. They need a bit of passion because they have been flat today as a group, the playing group.
Van Berlo now running with Ablett. You see there on the right-hand side of this.
Matt De Boer, mate.
Sorry, De Boer.
He's got it there.
Oh, well done.
Hard one to mark. Lower attacks it hard. Russell comes in, runs over it. Palmer. Smith in the best position.
He positions himself well, Zach Smith.
He's in like an old-fashioned back-playing ruckman who just drops a kick behind the play.
Oh.
But his kicking's let him down. Yeah. It's an old-fashioned ruckman's kick.
Oh, good tap there from
Johnson.
Johnson again.
And he's got it back and he shows everybody the footy. Now here's Main. We'll test out his calf here. Tapped it straight to Carmichael Hunt.
Oh, boy.
Well, that's a clearance that's going to right out in front of Hutchins, and he's got him. Carmichael Hunt's kept going through the middle of the ground here. He's loose. Jolly hasn't spotted him.
Got to use him.
He's
next
still
one
going,
up.
Hunt.
Well done. Good running.
That's good running.
He's tired.
There was a poor kick from Hutchins. Ran a long way to get it. There's the step. Once, not twice. He was tired.
Gee, he was tired before he picked that up, Carmichael Hunt.
Not his fault. I mean, the kick from Hutchins missed him by 10 metres.
No, I'm saying it was a great effort for his running ability to see he could pick up the play and get involved again.
Yep. Now, though, the Dockers with an opportunity. Griffin again. Kicks it long. Brennan's got the leap. Balls it down. Pavlich is peeling off here. He peeled off. Ballantyne saw him. 2 for the captain. Here's the kick to... I mean, that's missed him by 15 metres.
Yeah, not good enough. But he was that buggered from running that far. Couldn't pick the ball up below his knees.
Watch Pavlich here. Fade
too
away.
Smart. Too smart.
Yeah, they just need to show that bit of tape to Liam Patrick.
Press you. So Pavlich, 2 quick goals. All of a sudden, it's a 7-point margin.
Well, I'm just trying to pick out, boys. Nathan Bock. Something must be wrong with Nathan Bock, because he'd be the man who just goes and plays there, and he was started that way and it was pretty solid, but now you've lost Brennan out of the midfield, so I don't know if Jacko can pick up to see whether he might have hurt himself.
Yep, he's just on the bench in a minute. Sure.
Well, I'd be having him straight on quickly. Body on body be better than Brennan.
Can this man be stopped? Griffin. Johnson has an opportunity to hit the skipper again, and you wouldn't say it's his best marking attempt, but he had it for long enough. And where is Bock?
I don't know what's happening there, because that was the match-up early in the game and they've been going pretty well, unless, as I say, something's happened to Bock. But if it hasn't, get him on now.
It was 47, not 43, I assumed it was. But that last goal, Daniel Gorringe, he just sat and observed. I'll show you the video later, Shuri.
Yep.
But even if he is a ruckman, he's still got to defend.
Pavlich for 3 in a row. Distance won't be a problem.
Yeah.
Kick 5 last week. He's got 3 in 3 minutes.
Well, I know it's a big ask, but I would think you lose 2 things here. You lose the attacking thing of Jared Brennan, and then you also got a player who doesn't like to play deep. I would even put Campbell Brown to Pavlich. I know he's giving away a lot of height, but he's got some body strength. But again, I ask the question, where is Nathan Bock? I think something's wrong there.
And
Well,
boys,
we've
he's
seen
just
Nathan Bock, yeah.
sorry, Matt. He's just come from the race, so obviously some medical attention. And but Brandon Matera has not been warming up, so it looks like it's something minor, and he'll be back out there.
So some running repairs for Bock, but it's been costly for the Suns because Pavlich has kicked 3 goals in a row. They lead by 13 points, and you feel the Suns have got to get the next one here. And they worked hard to win that clearance. Isles going past McKenzie, kicking for distance or kicking for ground towards the boundary. Yet to score for the quarter, and inside 50 is a bit lopsided now.
Is that change now? Brennan off, Bock on.
There he goes. And a clearance win by Jolly, too slow.
Here comes the rain, boys.
Here comes the rain, and here comes the Dockers, Jacko. Fife's got to jump at it. Tape had to, did well. Kept his feet after he spoiled it. Hayden's coming. Tape back to Bock.
Well, that was much better by Seb Tape. He looked pretty comfortable in that defensive action.
Brown has it. He's got Stanley forward. Ballantyne's got pace. Closes well. Stanley sat down and got up, and he can't get through.
He'd be hurting right now.
Oh, that hurts.
Right through the coccyx bone. It would be still vibrating.
Ow.
He was up pretty quick. He's had 11 disposals so far, Stanley.
High Gold Coast, free kick.
Gorringe wins the free kick. And his kick will just send it back, looking and hoping for Fraser, but Silvani.
Holding in the jumper, Josh Fraser.
Free kick.
Well, they've got no one inside the forward 50s, so they're going to have to run this.
Stanley provides an option for him. And he's going to kick it up in the air. Is exactly what Fremantle want. And they've got it easy. McFarlane. Shower floating through the Subiaco area.
Just hanging on here, the Gold Coast, Shuri. They seem to have just lost their way a bit. Need to get the next goal.
Yep. Pressed here under pressure. Fife wrapped up by Mackenzie. Let's get down to Glenn.
Yeah, Chris Mayne off again in the hands of the trainer, sitting in the dugout now, and we're in deep conversation, boys, so I'll just keep you posted.
Well, he's not having much of an effect in the game anyway, is he? I mean, obviously, all his energies is trying to work out whether he's good enough or not, or whether the calf can handle it.
Gee, you don't want to take any risks. They've got enough injuries as it is, but he's a good player, Chris Mayne.
Free kick against Wilkinson.
I'll bring it up field to here, Stephen.
And it'll come back to Stephen Hill. 3 goals in the quarter for the Dockers, all to Matthew Pavlich. And he's the target again. Running onto it, Palmer, Hayden, Isles. Now, did well to get it to the boundary, and he gets the pat on the back from the umpire. Because it was a well-disguised knock to the boundary line.
Oh, he wasn't knocking to his teammate, I don't think.
Knocked by Smith. Taken by Tape. Stephen Hill, good smother. Brennan, oh, look at that. Decided to keep it in, and he's trying to find Mackenzie. Yeah. If you didn't pay the last one, you couldn't pay that one, because there was a player right next to the footy.
Well, the pressure's building on Gold Coast now. They haven't got a forward structure at all, so it's playing in the hands of Fremantle. Sooner or later, inside 50s, he's just going to break the damn wall like this.
And here's Fife. Just overran it a little bit, kept it going in the right direction. Pressure for Harbrow. Tape, Ablett, Jolly. Not a lot to kick to from there, though. He decides to kick it out on the full. It just stays in, though.
Really good learning tape, I'm sure, for Seb Tape, who's now on Fife and he's in the goal square. But at each and every one of the stoppages I've been watching him, he just looks at him, and until the ball gets there, and then he just loses control of his man, who is too dangerous to be doing this. Trying to take the front spot, and Fife is playing him on a break.
A lot of players believe that man-on-man's the best defensive positioning, Jared, where you know zoning off a player and blocking him going goal side is the way to go.
There was another free kick against Wilkinson to Hill, who put it onto the chest of Hayden, who sets it up for a jump. Couple there for Dockers, but well read off the pack by Prestia to Harbrow, who wants to run and gives it to Brennan. Kicks it long. It's a beautiful kick from Brennan. And Day, this will be his first kick. And he's going to chip it over the top.
Well, they've got to do this now, Matty. No forwards. There's only one forward, and that is Josh Fraser, forward of centre circle.
And he's going to head in that direction, but Griffin might be able to just float in here. Yeah, and another mark to Griffin.
It was a 5-on-1 in the end. Fraser didn't read it well enough and was 5 metres short as well.
Broughton now. Dockers building. Sense that there's another goal coming soon. Ibbotson. Into the pocket he went. And a bit too far for Crowley.
Which brings us to the stoppage, and Seb Tape. I'll get the glasses on him because Fife is super dangerous here.
Chris Mayne still up and down, and so was Mellington in that situation on the boundary. The sub for the Suns, Matera. But this is a 1-2 from the Suns with Ablett and Tape. McFarlane, though,
Good mark.
Well done.
It was well done by Wilkinson.
Been pretty good today.
Yeah.
Brown saw that Shaw was in a bit of room
kick.
and found him well. Fraser on a lead, should hit his target here. This is better from the Gold Coast. Haven't scored this quarter.
No one on the mark.
Fraser's going to bang it from outside 50.
Oh, boy.
How about that for a goal? Josh kicks a beauty.
Well, it's just classic paddock football. Really sure that all the numbers back. And it was just a brilliant kick from Campbell Brown to set it up here. He sees the cannon running hard to his preferred side, which is the left foot. Comes in and hits it straight up the middle of the ground, which is just terrific play. And geez, I'm not sure we saw that, but just proof that the lack of impact of the wind at that end of the ground.
Over 15 minutes in coming, but a wonderful movement by the Suns. Finished off with Josh Fraser's goal. They've got 5 goal kickers, the Suns. The Dockers have 3. We talked about the fact that the Gold Coast might not have enough avenues to goal at the start of the game, but Johnson wins the centre clearance for Fremantle, but boxed back, and he's made a difference since being back.
Well, I don't know what had happened to him, but he had been down the room, so they must have injected something or re-strapped something, but he is the definite match. He keeps them together too. He's just a senior player.
Bit of communication. That's Stephen Hill. That's good work.
Well, they elected to go to Ablett in a one-on-one, and yet they didn't, I guess, anticipate the athleticism of Hill.
Crowley got boot to ball, but it ricochets off Swallow. Clark paddled it back. Ablett off the ground.
Good
and
kick.
might fall here for the Gold Coast. Russell needs to keep his feet. Goes back through traffic. Hunt. Away he goes Prestia. Swallow had support in Wilkinson. They're doing a bit too much with it.
Well done.
But he decided to play the percentages and kick to the goal square. But again, Silvani, who's very good in the marking contest, takes the mark.
That was a fantastic mark, and they're thrilled to have him back in the side.
And he was very good against Jonathan Brown in the second half last week, so he's better for the run second up, Jared.
Have you seen the work rate of the Dockers right at the moment, the last 5 minutes, Jacko?
Well, it's just they've taken the foot off the pedal, there's no doubting that, but to Gold Coast's credit, they've certainly lifted their work rate.
Just think Bock going back there, Jacko, has probably just sort of pulled them together a bit.
It has
I think,
steadied them, but Fremantle, I mean, they're a victim sometimes of their own good work. 3 goals to Matthew Pavlich in the space of 5 minutes, and they think the work's all done. Certainly not.
Good point.
Just almost away here as we take a look at Silvani going back.
Just read it better, didn't he?
He always keeps his eye on the ball, doesn't he?
And that's the point. Zach Smith actually lost contact visually with the football. And he was completely outpointed.
Clark on hands and knees. Mzungu, good give on the up. Johnson, Fife's running, but the handball goes to Griffin first. Now to Fife, in turn Duffield. Wonderful work from the clearance, but it's going to be cut off by Harbrow. With the quick feet. Over to Jolly, just in time. Through about 4 Dockers. Gorringe, a 1-2 with Wilkinson. Now McKenzie can't get on the left just yet. Needs a runner. Swallow kept going. Wonderful tackling, though, by the Dockers. Still alive here for the Suns. Gorringe. Russell. Gorringe again. 4th effort from him.
Well done, big
Stanley.
fella.
Back over to Day and around the corner. Gee, they just
did it well, didn't
stayed
they?
in it, didn't they?
Well deserved a goal. It was great to see Gorringe at his best there, though. Defensively, cost them a goal because he didn't work hard enough about 10 minutes ago. But there, Shorey, that was you can see why he's regarded so highly.
Well, it's one of those little things, Jared, at the moment. They don't have massive impacts in the entirety of the game, but you could just see his ground level stuff there too. Big issue for Fremantle. That Gold Coast have kicked 5 goals from, 16 times inside 50, so it's 1 in 3 they're scoring goals.
Here's a chance here for Fremantle. Fife towards Crowley. Where's Pavlich? There he is, beaten to it by Hutchins. Not out of danger yet. Hutchins, fumble. Hayden's a good tackler. Not out of danger yet. Hayden thought about Duffield. Used Johnson. Taps it back to Duffield. Runs past it. Still going Duffield. Onto the boot. And just like we saw the Suns at one end, an anticlimax at the other.
Just a bit of Harlem Globetrotter work starting to creep in.
1 goal is the margin. Nathan Bock kicking it high, not his best kick. The ball was in good position, but he wasn't confident with the mark. Smith out towards no one in particular, shrugging the tackle lower. Johnson, Brown to ground, back on it quickly though. A fumble. Palmer didn't take it. Brown slides in.
There's a lull in the crowd, isn't there? They're just in a bit of shock at the moment.
30,000 here last week. 28.5 so far. Pavlich with strength, but Hunt. Well,
gee, that's the second time he's been decapitated.
Palmer really wanted a free kick.
Just threw the head back. I couldn't see high tackle on my side. Thanks.
The fact that his head's rolling past you, Steve, has nothing to do with it.
Fraser out of the ruck. Clearing kick, but it'll only go as far as Broughton. In turn, McFarlane.
What a great kick.
Not
Good
a good
mark,
kick
though.
from him. Swallow stands his ground.
He's been good this quarter.
Yep. Ablett with 13 disposals. Stanley also with that. And Harbrow and Swallow with 11. And Big Griffin leading the way for the Dockers. Third in line was Gorringe.
The umpire's just decked himself in the middle of the ground.
Here they go, the Dockers. Got a bit of room to move here with Dylan Robertson. Not a good kick again. It's still going. Wilkinson.
Oh, well done.
Pinched it out of Stephen Hill's hands. Let's take a look at Palmer.
Oh,
Spot on.
Good decision, Stephen. Out of the ruck, out of nowhere. It's a goal to Griffin. He's the best man on the ground.
Well, Josh Fraser just pushed off that contest in, Jared. Let's see what happened. Griffin just in the back. Well, he had hands in the back, so in one way, technically, it should have been a free kick to Josh Fraser, but you've got to be strong and keep your feet at least. Go to ground, you're out of the contest, and if the umpy misses it...
Didn't want to know about it, did
like
he?
he did, no. Got to be better than that in the contest.
Still just 3 goal kickers for the Dockers. Griffin has 2, and he's had more contested possessions than any other player on the ground.
It was a really good pick-up over the summer period. They needed someone to back up Aaron Sandlands, who was bigger bodied than Zach Clark. Kepler Bradley was the other option for the ruck, but he's very much a second stringer. And this bloke has come in at the perfect time and been really competitive for them.
Free kick will go to Palmer.
Well, the goal kickers have been a problem, Matty. Last week they only had 6 against Brisbane, you know, and in 3 quarters of football were outplayed, and they're very similar to this game here, what's happening here today. I know they've got their nose in front, but haven't been able to put Gold Coast away at all.
Mzungu, it stays in for him. Ballantyne was his target.
This will be a mark. Oh, he couldn't.
Play on the call, out of bounds.
Yeah, look. Campbell Brown had a nice old fist on that.
Take a look.
Nah.
It's a huge fist. Campbell Brown's had 75% of that. Bock. Got a call from Harbrow. Used him. No one came
Look at the
out.
pressure at the Dockers, sure. It is substandard at the present time.
Well, that's why the marks, Jared, now they've kicked 6 out of 7 goals from marks inside 50, but it's the other timing when the ball's on the ground that you're right, no pressure at all. Oh, Brennan.
Big
Was it
jump
Brennan?
from
No,
Smith. But he had to do that. He's getting absolutely towed by Griffin. He had to get into the game and be a target. He's only a young fellow, as we know, and he's done some exciting footy this year. Hayden.
Good pressure, Ablett.
It's better.
That's his 8th tackle for the quarter.
And he got it today, and they are going here. Jolly through the middle. And he had to find a target, and Stanley dropped it and let him down. It was a promising build-up, but it's broken down right on the forward 50. 5, got it out to no one in particular. Brennan with one arm, hits it high. It's not bad. It's good enough.
Oh, that's a free.
Shaw didn't get the free.
Well, it's just a bad kick from Jared Brennan in the finish. He was there all by himself, McKenzie. And it had too much height on it.
Well, Brennan's going to make amends, but his kick is going to be the left-hand side.
She's not enough pressure in the defensive area for Fremantle.
Sure.
Let's have a see now. Chopping the arms here. Well, he held one hand, but it was a second. He should have nearly marked that anyway. Thought that was a free kick, though, in the head. Then cop one of the scone.
Just over 3 minutes remaining. And Stanley's in a good position here. His teammate McKenzie got in the way. Fife trying to back out of trouble.
That's a ball. Gee.
Good call, Tony. The umpire's listening.
Well, he tried to get around the boundary line. If you slip, we saw it early in the game. Someone slips, it doesn't count.
Drives it low. 2-on-1, though. Well, when in doubt, kick it to the Brownlow medalist. Somehow ends up on his chest.
But how it got to him is unbelievable. They are building themselves a dead set issue here, the Dockers, by not playing quality AFL football. And they're getting pinched, slowly pinched back by the Gold Coast.
Pavlich to be the first Gold Coast son to be a multiple goal kicker. He does so, and he keeps them in touch.
Well, this has just floated through. No desperation whatsoever. Because they are slightly off the boil, these sorts of things happen. There's the free kick. Could have been head high to Zeb Tape.
Here's the other one, the McKenzie.
And there's the other one. And that one was paid. And then the big kick from the cannon just floats over the top of a couple of Dockers players. Doesn't see him on screen there, but goes over, I think it must have been Silvani. And ends up with an easy shot at goal for Ablett.
And, boys, Brandon Matera's just been subbed on, but I just can't work out who's come off, boys, because there's a fair bit of bodies around the interchange.
Could be
here.
Jolly, I
Looks
think,
like
Jacko.
Gorringe.
There he is, yep.
Big fella.
Well, we'll just get that confirmed.
And there's a big dark cloud coming over the three-tier stand, boys, so expect some showers. So probably a good move by Blue to get a goal kicker amongst the goal mouth there for the Gold Coast Suns.
So it is Jolly, is it? Gorringe just putting the tracksuit top on. Ablett, kick two. Can they get one before half-time and get the lead back? Ablett doing a lot about that. High ball in. Plenty of players there. Matera straight onto the ground, straight into the game, and straight onto the goal-kicking list.
That is the substitute of the millennium, sorry.
That is sensational, isn't it? Well, the super subs come on, and he's had a massive impact. Brandon Matera, well done, Ablett. Look at Ablett here, Jared. He just sold the dummy 3 times.
Look
not
at
enough
pressure,
yeah, no
it
pressure.
is pathetic.
Well, that's coming out of their forward half all the time. But a contest there. Well done, Josh Fraser, held his ground. Brandon Matera just knows how to get front and centre. Love to see a goal like that when it comes off the pack and a rover roves like he should.
Well, we often use the phrase super sub. That is the supersonic sub. Straight into the game, runs up there, says, I'll have a goal, thank you. And importantly for the Suns, they are in front once again. Just before half-time, they've kicked the last 2. When it looked as though the Dockers were going to kick away, and they may be going forward again here through Prestia. Breaks the tackles again, runs to 50, to the square he goes, Shaw third in line, but Ibbotson.
All clear.
They've just dead set built themselves a real issue here, the Dockers. They have jumped away early, got a nice lead in this term, and they've sat back and just applied no pressure whatsoever. And all of a sudden now the Gold Coast are going to go in at half-time, or close enough to, thinking, we're half a chance here.
Well, Jared, a couple of weeks ago against, I think it was against Melbourne, they got criticised or tagged as playing unbruising footy. And we've seen moments of that today.
Ballantyne. It's a clever kick in the end, but Hayden had to wait for it. Smith, he's got support though. Should get some communication, say you've got some time. Probably wasn't the best. In the back will be advantage paid. Isles kicks it out so Stanley can run at it. Well, the kick was perfect. Stanley made a meal of it.
Yeah, well, he's done a good job though.
Ablett, can he get onto this? Collision from 2 Dockers players. Gary picks it up. Offside of the boot. Unfortunately, it didn't come back for him. As the rain comes down, the ball goes out of bounds on the full.
Gee, he did well then, Gary Ablett, because he stayed out of the contest knowing there was going to be a collision. Look at that. That is well, we know he's a brilliant footballer.
Pity there wasn't any support runners as well, because he was running away from the goals, and we just have had confirmation it is Gorringe.
And boys,
substitute.
Sorry, Jared, Josh Fraser going down to the race to get some medical attention, so I'll report on that a bit later.
Well, he stood under that contest just before Jacko when Brandon Matera kicked that goal, so he got crunched then.
So an early finish for the first half for Fraser, but it's a 2-point lead for the Suns, and they're not done with yet. They feel as though they can get one before half-time. Play on the call. Didn't look as though he moved around far on the mark. Kick in long. Ablett's in the danger position through Mzungu's hands. It's a slippery ball now. Off the ground, swallowed.
Mzungu just had to be better there, boys. He was trying to take a dry where the mark should have double fist to the boundary line with only a minute to go, or less than a minute. Got to be desperate as a defender.
Plastics being reached for in the crowd. And the man who sparked them in this second quarter with 3 quick goals, Pavlich, a long way from goal now. It went cold for him because the Dockers couldn't win the footy. Kicks it up high. Everybody misses it except Crowley. Brennan. Harbrow, fumble.
Just
Valentine.
over-possessing a wet ball.
Yep. It's wet. It's slippery. Hill to Hayden. Ran out of time. They had a loose man, but it's to no avail. So after leading by 5 points at quarter time and being in trouble halfway through that second quarter, the Suns are still in front. Half time here at Patterson Stadium, and Bluey McKenna's side leads by 3.